Hello, sunshine. Hey, so here it is, May. Yeah, can you believe it? I know. I'm really taking stock right now in my own life, in things that I would like to see come to fruition. And also, I'm taking a look at things like my morning routine, my morning ritual, as well as my evening, because I know those are really key times to, number one, the morning, set yourself up for the all the best that can happen. And then number two, that evening time, just acknowledging what has occurred and celebrating whatever you can celebrate, because there's always something, right? And when we acknowledge that, then it encourages the brain to keep doing that new, usually it's around a new pattern, a new rewiring. So it's like, yeah, yeah, go for it, do it again, that worked out really well. A lot of times that's what our those so-called wins are about. It's that we've gotten out of a rut in our thinking or our actions or our feelings, kind of like our response to something. And we did it a little differently. And then we got different results. So it's really important to acknowledge those. And at the end of the day, it's a great time to do that. So, one way that it's worked for me to do that, as far as like some work things, I like to make on my whiteboard, I just have a done list. And every time I do something, I write it down. And it's really good to look back at that and be like, oh, I didn't even realize, that I got that much done, especially on some of those days that you don't really feel productive, but there's always stuff that you're doing. So that's one way to acknowledge that at the end of the day. The other way is to have like a little ritual before you go to bed. Maybe it's writing in a journal. Um, it's maybe it could be appreciation, gratitude, just something. I call it bookending the day. So you start with the very beginning of the day and the very end of the day. And within those two bookends, you take time to, on the one side, you're pre-paving the day, and on the other side, you're celebrating the day. So that's something that I recognize I had lost. I had not been doing any of that consistently. So I'm reinstating that and seeing if there's any tweaks that I need to make to any of that, in order to really allow it to work for me, with me, um, to not have an expectation of, well, this is how you did it before, Amy, so you should do it exactly like that again. Every time we've let something go, and then we decide that maybe we want to reinstate that or reinvite it into our lives, it's an opportunity to see if it still aligns. Is it still working the way I did it before? Does that make sense to do now? And then, of course, a lot has changed in life since you've done that activity, and we have changed. So it's just a lovely time to observe and then make any tweaks to it before you invite it back in to your life. So that's one thing I'm working on right now. And along these lines of, okay, it is May. It will soon be like the halfway point in 2022. And I just know for myself, summer brings a whole different feel, energy, dynamic to life in general, and my life, in particular. Maybe it's that way for you too. So as summer approaches, I kind of think of summer, When school gets out, I also think of summer during the summer solstice. So we've got a little bit of time before that officially begins. And to pre-pave that, it's another opportunity to look at what expectations are. So the things I do in the winter are so much different from the summer. Whether it's, largely for me, it's due to daylight as well, but I love to be outside, and, I integrate that into my day as much as I can. So that means that I shift when I do some other things. And so starting to think about that ahead of time, starting to align my goals and accomplishments with what else is going on. So maybe in the summer, you have more visitors to your house. Maybe you have more vacations planned. Maybe you are working in the yard more often, whatever that is. So within those changes that the season brings, what can you still keep consistent? What do you want to keep consistent in your life? So as I've been thinking about all of these things, bookending my day and setting myself up for success in this upcoming summer season, I have definitely noticed that I could use some accountability. And I don't know if that's something that resonates with you or not, but if it is, I'm going to set aside some time to, number one, listen to feedback for anyone. If you are interested in group accountability, I've done that before. I did some accountability coaching. And when I worked with people in that way, it was very amazing to see the progress. And I know that whenever I have had an accountability coach, it has been amazing. So if that's anything you have interest in, hit reply to this email and let me know. It doesn't mean you have to commit to it. If you have an interest, hit reply and say interested. And then I will come out with another reply to get back to you on what I'm thinking. And within that idea, I'm also going to set aside a little coffee chat time, kind of a brainstorming session. If it works into your time frame, please jump in, even if you can only stay for a few minutes. I just wanted to set up like a really informal Zoom meeting for anybody who is feeling this shift going into summer season, who is thinking about accountability. Again, you don't have to, doesn't mean you're signing up for anything, just thinking about it. And also maybe just need some brainstorming time to come up with some solutions to something that's been on your mind. So it's kind of a casual coffee chat along with some brainstorming. And I will put the link along with this email in case you can join in for that. So love to hear some feedback. Your feedback is so valuable to me. Love to hear some feedback about what you think about bookending your day, what you think about how your summer schedule may change and how you can anticipate that. And then what you think about accountability. Would you like maybe some brainstorming with that, or possibly some group coaching accountability? So we'll check in again with you soon. And I'm going to start doing these, doing a 2-part email so that I'll come into your inbox twice in a week and integrate 2 pieces. So one day I'll bring up something, and then the second day I'll kind of tie it all together. And in between, you guys have a chance to, give me feedback send me when I ask you a question, if you won't feel like answering it, and then I can direct, um, you know, kind of like if we have this be sort of like Q&A. So if there's any questions or thoughts that come up within the first email, then by the second one, we can address that, and hopefully that you feel more like you've been seen and heard, and so I love that. All right, have a lovely, lovely day, and I'll look forward to hearing from you. Please do hit reply and send me any of your thoughts, and then I will get back to you later in the week with a little follow-up.